Archangel Michael says, "This is urgent, a heartbreaking truth is approaching your home. The one who wounded you, open this now. Beloved one, please pause everything around you. For just this moment, I need your undivided heart. I understand the pace of the world, and how your thoughts have felt like heavy clouds, but what I'm about to share can no longer be delayed. It is critical, this concerns the one who hurt you deeply, and what is coming will land right at your doorstep. It will break the stillness that's been resting like a shadow outside your life. I am Archangel Michael, I do not speak unless heaven itself commands me to. And today I come carrying a truth you need to hear. This is not just a message, it's a sacred warning, woven with compassion. A heartbreak is heading your way, not disguised in silence or unspoken words. It's coming directly, and this time it will confront you face to face. The individual who once made your tears fall, when they were meant to shield you, the one who left you in your darkest hour, who twisted the truth, without ever admitting it, they are about to be uncovered. And your heart, my dear child, must be prepared for that revelation. I know this isn't easy, your breath may grow shallow, your mind racing to ask, who, when, how. But I'm not here to frighten you, I'm here to equip you. Because while the news will sting, it will also liberate you. What was kept in the shadows, is stepping into the light. Pause now, just for a breath. If you feel this deep in your soul, if your heartbeat suddenly changed as you read this, it's not random, it's divine timing. Hit subscribe now, not later. Because what's coming next won't be repeated. Heaven is observing who opens their heart, and who turns away. Let the angels know you're listening, I'm ready. Now let me continue, the one who caused you pain, assumed you wouldn't heal. They believed you'd stay shattered. They convinced themselves their absence would be the final blow. But they underestimated the plan God had for you. Heaven guarded you, every tear, I witnessed it, every quiet prayer asking why, I recorded it. And now the energy is shifting. Something is coming, a call, a letter, a voice, an encounter, that will pull back the curtain. It will reveal the truth, about the lies, the betrayal, the secrets whispered, when you loved too deeply to suspect anything. And that person, they feel it, their soul is trembling. The truth is no longer dormant, they know you are no longer asleep to what happened, and that terrifies them. I have been sent ahead, to witness it all. I've watched their silence drip with guilt, how they dodge your name, how they sneak glances at your life, wondering if you're happy without them. How they speak of regret, but never to you. Now their time has run out, a force far greater, is about to uncover everything. It didn't have to end like this, they were shown signs, given dreams, offered nudges from above, to make things right, but pride made them blind. And now, there is no more room to hide. This moment, dear heart, isn't just about sorrow, it's about liberation. It's about understanding what kept you tied to a painful past. It's about finally breaking free, from the chains that have gripped your heart, every time you remembered what was lost. God is not preparing you to collapse, He's preparing you to walk out. What's arriving, be it a person, a voice, a message, or even a sign, is heaven's way of handing you the last key. The door that held you in, it's opening now, freedom is calling. You've asked, pleaded, begged for clarity. This is it, not in the form you thought, but in the exact form you needed. The one who broke you is now carrying the weight of what they caused. And as they attempt to escape the consequence, the truth is coming at them like lightning. You might feel a flood of emotions, anger, grief, confusion. Let them pass through like a storm. And once they do, the sky will clear, truth will remain. And after the truth, comes your peace. I ask of you something sacred, keep your heart soft. Don't barricade it out of fear. When this truth knocks on your door, you'll need to face it, not with rage, but with grace. Stay anchored in faith, keep your vision open, your world is shifting. Yes, right now, not some distant day in the future. This exact moment was chosen. That tingling in your spirit, that flutter in your chest, it's the echo of divine alignment. The angels are surrounding you, you are not alone, you've never been. Even in your most isolated moment, when you whispered, "I'm done," into your pillow, we were present. Heaven heard you. And this message is a direct answer to your soul's cry. You deserve restoration, you deserve justice, you deserve a love that stays, when things get difficult. And yes, the one who hurt you may try to return, but not from love, from fear. Because what they buried, is being unearthed, and their panic is real. Don't mistake that panic for repentance. Let clarity guide your steps, let Archangel Michael shield you, let your unwavering faith lift you, past this final reckoning. Soon you'll whisper to yourself, "I get it now," and your soul will breathe a little easier. This is not a collapse, it's a clearing. The heartbreak that enters your home, is the very proof, that you were never abandoned, that you weren't broken beyond repair, only being prepared for what's next. Take a breath, be vigilant, stand in your strength. It's unfolding faster than you realize. And now, as your spirit steadies, allow me to show you what's drawing near. I see it, so clearly, a truth being delivered, not in ink or envelope, but in divine timing. Perhaps it's a name you never expected to hear again, a call from an old number, a conversation you thought would never happen. However it arrives, recognize it as guided, not coincidence, purpose. You didn't imagine the betrayal, you weren't overreacting, you weren't too emotional. Your heart was telling the truth, and now heaven is affirming it. The one who wounded you, they're facing their reckoning. The truth is coming, and it's not here to hurt you again, it's here to clear your path, cleanse your heart, and release you into a new beginning. Don't fear what's coming, that fear has drained you long enough. Let go of it, and feel your power return. The power that was chipped away, by uncertainty and waiting. Let me make it clear, you were never too little, you were more than they could handle. That's why they fled, that's why they covered their tracks. But they forgot, God never leaves his own in the dark forever. He waits just long enough, to see if repentance will come, and when it doesn't, he steps in, and he is stepping in now. I stand with my sword drawn, not to bring harm, but to sever you from bonds, that no longer match your purpose. You've evolved beyond betrayal, beyond deception, beyond hoping someone will finally see your worth. Someone in heaven, perhaps a loved one who once cherished you deeply, is helping guide this moment. A grandparent, a lost friend, a soul that loved you purely. They've been with me, sending signs through dreams, repeating numbers, songs that strike your heart, thoughts you couldn't explain. They are here, helping prepare you. This heartbreak, it isn't punishment, it's release. You're no longer the person who was wounded, you've grown strong, wise, resilient. And now you're stepping into a new power. But God cannot bless what's still wrapped in lies. He's bringing the storm, to clear the air. And yes, sometimes that truth hurts, sometimes the person you loved most, is the one who caused you the most damage. And sometimes their apology never reaches your ears. But heaven brings justice, and heaven always speaks last. You are about to hear something. Not because you're weak, but because your soul is finally releasing what it's carried alone for far too long. Those tears are not signs of defeat, they are symbols of your rising. Every drop that falls is clearing the fog that once clouded your vision. You don't need to be ashamed of what you felt, of how deeply you loved, or how long you waited. None of it was wasted, every moment was part of a greater unfolding, a sacred unraveling of illusions, so that truth could finally arrive. And now truth is standing outside your door, not just as a revelation about them, but as a revelation about you, about your strength, your resilience, your capacity to still believe in love, despite the damage done to your heart. The person who wounded you may think they still have power over your emotions, but they are mistaken. That power has been revoked, it was never theirs to keep, and the moment they broke your trust, heaven started restoring what they tried to destroy. The angels have not been silent, they've been moving things in the background, aligning the timing, rearranging the pieces, making sure you would be ready when the truth finally came. That's what this message is, a divine moment of readiness, not to retaliate, but to rise, not to get stuck in the pain again, but to be freed from it, once and for all. You don't need to prepare a defense, you don't need to prove how hurt you were, the heavens saw it all, and now they're stepping in. Justice is arriving without your effort, and truth is knocking without your pursuit. You've prayed, haven't you? Not just for answers, but for peace. Not just for closure, but for healing, that reaches the deepest corners of your spirit. And now those prayers are being answered. But sometimes peace comes dressed in a storm, sometimes healing begins with heartbreak. Not because God wants to hurt you again, but because He's pulling out the last root of pain, still buried inside you. The lie they told, the moment they vanished, the apology you never got, it's all being surfaced, so it can be washed away for good. Let it come, let the truth reach you, let the sound of it be loud enough to silence every lingering doubt you've ever had about your worth. Because you are worthy, worthy of a love that doesn't make you wonder, a connection that doesn't fade when it gets difficult, a presence that stays when everything else feels uncertain. You deserve to be seen, chosen, respected, fully and completely, not just when it's convenient for someone else. That's the sacred realignment taking place now. The shift you've been feeling. It's your soul preparing to close this chapter with dignity. It's your spirit finally understanding that letting go is not failure, it's freedom. The person who hurt you might say they've changed, they might say they miss you. But words are no longer enough. They had a chance to protect your heart, and they chose to break it instead. Now their access is not granted by emotion, it's granted by truth, and the truth is this: you don't need them to complete your story. The story is moving forward, with or without them, and it's moving towards something far greater than anything you've experienced before. The divine doesn't just end things, it restores what was lost. And what's coming next for you is not just healing, but joy. Not just peace, but fulfillment. A kind of love that feels safe, a kind of connection that nourishes instead of drains. And yes, it's real, yes, it's coming, but first, the doorway has to be cleared. That's why this message was sent, that's why you were guided here. Not to dwell in sorrow, but to recognize the miracle inside the heartbreak. This pain is a passage, this truth is a turning point. And you, beloved, are no longer standing in the place of waiting, you're standing in the place of becoming. You are becoming who you were always meant to be, and nothing that broke you has the power to stop that now. Breathe deeply, feel how your body responds, feel how your soul starts to soften. That's the shift happening, that's heaven at work. That's Archangel Michael at your side, drawing the line in the spiritual realm, declaring that the cycle of pain ends here. It ends with you, the pattern is broken, the wound is closing, the night is over, a new day is already unfolding. When the truth arrives, and it will, you will not be caught off guard, you will not crumble under its weight. You will recognize it as the final piece you needed to fully release what once haunted you. The message, the moment, the voice, the sign, whatever form it takes, will be unmistakable. It will hold the kind of clarity you used to beg for. But this time, you won't beg, you'll receive it, not with desperation, but with dignity. Because you are not the same version of yourself they walked away from. You are wiser now, stronger. You see through manipulation, you recognize the difference between empty promises and sacred presence. And most importantly, you are no longer asking to be chosen, you are choosing yourself. That's where your true power lies, that's what this heartbreak is revealing. The strength you didn't know you had, the courage you developed in silence, the faith that refused to die, even in your darkest hour. And now, with heaven behind you, and truth before you, walk into this next chapter unshaken. The tears will dry, the ache will ease, and the lessons will become wisdom, etched into your spirit, guiding you toward a love that reflects the divine inside you. You've done the work, you've held on through the storm. Now it's time to let go, not because you lost, but because you've already won. The pain didn't defeat you, it revealed you. So when the knock comes, answer it with peace. When the truth arrives, welcome it with strength. When the past tries to return, bless it and release it. And then, with open arms and an open heart, receive what is truly meant for you. Because what's next is not another heartbreak, it's a divine arrival. It's your healing taking shape, it's your joy returning home, it's your life aligning with heaven's highest plan. And you, beloved child of light, are finally ready. You'll stop making excuses for their absence. You'll feel peace where there used to be chaos, and joy where there once was sorrow. Your spirit will begin to recognize its own reflection again, not in their eyes, but in the eyes of God, who never looked away. You will laugh again, not because the pain is gone, but because your heart has grown stronger than it. You'll wake up, and no longer feel the weight of what could have been, because you'll finally understand, if it was meant for you, it would have stayed. If they were truly for you, they would have fought for you. And if they loved you the way your soul deserved, they would never have let you go. So now, don't mourn what walked away, celebrate what stayed, your integrity, your compassion, your ability to still believe in love, despite the wounds. Those are your treasures, those are the divine jewels you carry. And now heaven is about to add to that treasure chest. Archangel Michael is clearing the spiritual debris from your path. The broken promises, the fake apologies, the cycles of hope and disappointment, they're being swept away. Not to leave you empty, but to make space for something real, something stable, something heaven approved. You have to understand, beloved, that this heartbreak was not random, it was permitted by heaven, because it revealed everything you were trying not to see. It showed you who they really were, and more importantly, who you really are. It's not your job to fix what they broke, it's not your calling to convince someone to see your worth. You are not a project, you are a masterpiece, and masterpieces are not for everyone, only those with the eyes to recognize the sacred in the cracks, the holy in the healing. There is someone coming who will see you clearly, not as broken, not as too much, not as inconvenient, but as a gift. But they cannot arrive, until this chapter is fully closed, until the space where confusion lived, is cleared out completely. So take a deep breath, let your shoulders drop, let your fists unclench. You are not bracing for impact anymore, you are preparing for alignment. And what's aligning now, is your spirit with your purpose, your truth with your healing, your heart with heaven's highest vision for you. Yes, the message will come, yes, it might shake you. But it will also set you free. And after that, you won't look back with longing, you'll look back with clarity. You'll remember the love, but not the lies. You'll carry the lessons, but not the burden. You'll bless the experience, but not invite it again. Because now you know, real love doesn't hide, doesn't betray, doesn't abandon. Real love stays, it shows up, it speaks truth, it builds. And from this moment forward, that is all you will accept. Heaven is not done with your story, in fact, it's just getting started. The pages that were once filled with sorrow, are being rewritten in joy. The spaces where silence echoed, are now being filled with music, the sound of your own voice rising again, the laughter you thought you lost, the rhythm of peace finally returning. And I, Archangel Michael, remain with you, as this shift unfolds. I go before you, into the places where fear once lived, I surround you with protection, as your truth emerges, I strengthen your feet, so you do not stumble, when the old tries to return. And yes, it may try. They may reach out, not because they've changed, but because they feel the absence of your energy. They may say all the right things, use all the words you once longed to hear. But now your soul is awake. You won't be moved by words anymore, you'll need actions, you'll need truth, you'll need evidence that love has roots, not just wings. And if they cannot offer that, you'll walk away, not in anger, not in pain, but in peace. Because now you know what you're worth. You are worthy of consistency, of kindness, of clarity. You are worthy of someone who doesn't need to lose you, to realize your value. You are worthy of mornings that don't start with anxiety, and nights that don't end in doubt. You are worthy of love that feels like home, not a battlefield. And heaven agrees, that's why this truth had to come, that's why this heartbreak was allowed, it was the doorway to your divine reset. You're not going back, you're not replaying the cycle, you're not shrinking to fit into spaces that no longer honor your growth. You are expanding, you are glowing, you are rising, into the you that God always saw, even when others tried to dim the light. And that light, beloved, it's blinding now. That's why they're looking back, that's why they're restless. But that's not your responsibility anymore, your only job now is to step forward. Let go of the timeline, let go of the what-ifs, let go of the fantasy, that kept you stuck in something, that only looked like love, but didn't feel like safety. You are being escorted out of that illusion now, and into a reality where love is holy, where peace is normal, and where your soul doesn't have to fight every day, just to feel okay. That is your inheritance, that is your promise, that is what's coming after this heartbreak. You may still feel a sting, and that's okay, let the tears come, let the emotions rise. It's not weakness, it's the body releasing years of emotional tension. You've been holding too much for too long, you've been loyal to a version of love that asked too much of you, and gave too little. Now let the pressure go, let the grief breathe. Because underneath it, joy is stretching, hope is waking, faith is rebuilding. And when you least expect it, when your heart is no longer trying to prove itself, someone will arrive, someone who speaks your language, who meets your gaze without fear, who holds your hand like it's a promise, not a burden. But first, this heartbreak must clear the way, this truth must enter your space, and break the final tie. Trust it, trust what feels like loss, because it's actually love in disguise, divine love making room for the real thing. So breathe now, inhale the end, exhale the beginning. The shift is not coming, it's already here. And you, beloved, are standing in the doorway of your own divine unfolding. Let the light in, let the old go, let the truth break, what no longer serves, because the you that emerges after this, the one who is whole, clear, rooted, and radiant, will look back and whisper, "Thank you for leaving, it set me free." And in that clear sky, where once clouds of confusion hovered, now only clarity remains. You'll begin to breathe, without the weight of questions pressing on your chest. No more second-guessing your worth, no more wondering why they couldn't choose you. You'll understand that it wasn't because you were unworthy, but because they weren't capable. And that's not your burden to carry. God didn't create you to shrink, for someone else's comfort. He created you to rise, to shine, to become, even if it took heartbreak to light the flame within you. What's unfolding now is sacred, it's the gentle unfolding of divine justice. You will watch, as everything meant to harm you, turns into something that helps you. The pain will dissolve into purpose, and the tears that once felt wasted, will become the dew of your new beginning. The message that's coming, whether it be a text, a call, a conversation, or even a divine realization, will be clear. It will strip away the illusions, and leave only truth. And you, with all the strength you've gained, will no longer cling to what once kept you captive. You won't argue, you won't prove, you won't plead. You'll simply see. And in that seeing, you will be set free. This is your ascension, this is the moment your heart finally stops asking why, and starts declaring, "Thank you." Because sometimes the greatest blessings are hidden in the deepest heartbreaks, and now your soul is stepping into the light that was always waiting for you. You will walk with new wisdom now. You will recognize patterns before they repeat. You will feel energy before it deceives you. You will trust your spirit more than any sweet word spoken with empty intentions. The lessons you learned in silence are now your shield. And where once you felt broken, you will feel unshakable. Heaven has realigned your path, and the people who truly belong in your life will never ask you to dim your light, to make them comfortable in your presence. They will celebrate you, they will honor your soul, not just your smile. They will stay, not because they have to, but because they see you. So let the truth be loud, let the heartbreak be final, let the story end where it needs to. Because what's coming next is not a repeat of the pain, but a redemption of your peace. You're walking into a new season, one where you no longer lose sleep, wondering what went wrong, but rest deeply, knowing everything went exactly as it needed to. That heartbreak was heaven's redirection, and now, with the dust finally settling, you can see clearly, you were not being punished, you were being protected. Protected from more confusion, from more betrayal, from more delay. You were being prepared for the love that matches your depth, the joy that mirrors your heart, the purpose that fills your soul. And I, Archangel Michael, stand beside you, as your divine protector, and witness to your becoming. I speak these words over you, not to stir more sorrow, but to awaken your strength. You are not who you were before this heartbreak, you are more grounded, more sacred, more real. And the version of you that's emerging now, is one that no betrayal can ever touch again. This is your liberation, this is your spiritual homecoming. So let the message arrive, let the pain pass through, let the truth settle in your spirit, like light through stained glass. And once it's all said and done, look in the mirror and smile, not because it didn't hurt, but because it no longer controls you. Amen.